So we are currently at the round table hold. We are currently just big chilling at the moment. Um, in the last video, we went through all of Liurnia and we got all the instance dungeons done. We didn't do all the Everjails. We didn't do a lot of the other stuff that is to do in that region. But what we have done off camera is we've done some spirit tuning. We have our militiamen up to a +4, which is very solid. We have a quest item that we're about to turn in. D is here. We're not actually going to... You know what? We're not going to turn it in. The reason why we're not going to turn it in is because we still want D to be around. There will be some consequences for some actions that happen if we move too far in the story. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk to Nepheli.
I thought you'd receive Nepheli, Lou. I'm glad to see you. I found it in Godric. You defeated him. Make good use of it. I don't intend to make
The Arsenal Charm, which is pretty good.
I wonder if he's in his study. If you haven't already, father is, I'm sure, talk. It's about time. I'll see you again.
Okay, so we've talked to her. The door is closed here. This guy is still here. We're going to turn in our bell bearing. And then when we go to purchase, they will have smithing stones available, which is nice. I mean, that's... You want to try out a new weapon, want to level it up really quick, they have it for you. So that's everything that we want to do right now in Round Table Hold. It just dawned on me as we were going through. We never got Godric's Great Rune done, so I'm going to go knock that out really quick. As soon as we're done with that, we will be doing a little bit more of the odds and ends sort of content around. We'll hit like this down south little area. We'll come up here. We'll get the Erd Tree guy over here. We'll do the little mini boss in the village of the Albinorics. I basically want to cut this zone in half and do the bottom half first, then go into the Rea Lucaria Academy, and then from there we will go even further into the upper zone. We don't want to trigger the festival down here yet. Main reason why we don't want to trigger that is because there are some items down here that we will get later that we can't get if we trigger the festival too early. So all that being said, we're going to go over to the Tower Bridge and go get the Great Rune. So we're going to come up over here. We're going to kill these guys. How are you doing? What's going on with you? I'll tell you what. It is going to be probably March by the time this video comes out, but it is right now the very, very, very beginning of February. So not to break the illusion, but you know, in case the world ends or something, you don't hear me talking about it. That's what's going on. So, you know, February's been pretty okay so far. I haven't had any major issues personally. I have a doctor's appointment coming up. I got my blood done. I've gotten some really important things done in my personal life. You know, but you know, share with me what's going on with you. What's the latest? What's the happy hat? What's maybe you got a cool new haircut or a hat that you enjoy. Maybe there's something going on like that you want to share. Dodge the arrows, of course. Oh, God, it doesn't matter if you dodge the arrows, because the arrows just come at you. Two big chomps. He is down. Take the smithing stone, and we're on our way. Okay, so we got Godric's Great Rune. Now we're gonna go equip it. We could equip it at any old site of grace, but we're gonna go particularly to the Round Table Hold. We're gonna equip it there. Great Rune. And equip Godric's, and Godric gives you like a flat boost everywhere.
Well then,
Do you have anything worth knowing at the moment? No.
may the golden order.
Yep. Golden Order, blah blah. So Nefeli Lu is now gone. She is off to the next part of her quest chain. What we are going to do now is actually change our weapon at the Grace from being cool. Now it's just back to being a normal weapon, which is good. Which is good for us. We're okay with that. So now we're gonna come up. We're gonna actually hit the highway north side of Grace that we hit in the last video to go find the dungeon, and instead, we're gonna go south, directly south. There's gonna be a couple of baddies that we can find. Nothing too major. But just for the sake of completing the area, we need to hit it. So be Zeus from the back of your mighty steed. Smack some suckers. Avoid the floating balloon of death. Ignore the robots, because the robots are quite annoying. Come around the side, find the site of grace. Touch it, but in a consensual way, you nasty. So we're gonna come back down around, keep going south, thumbing our way into North Carolina, and you can see in the horizon there's a big boy down there, and he's upset, and those look like the marching parade that usually accompany those guys. So we are gonna go say hello. Same. We've broken posture on him again. Okay, he did. And then you come down over here and there's a weapon, a really cool weapon. I've actually never used this weapon in my playthroughs, but it is fun to have all the same. It is the tree spear, which is what you see the tree sentinels using. So the tree spear is a dex weapon for sure. It has sacred order on it, which is very nice. Now what we're gonna do is we've kind of hit this area down here. We've hit this area over here. We've gotten our dungeon. We're actually going to go over to Caelid because there is a spell that we need to make this build pop. What are the bad things that try to kill you? Like that. That's a big bad thing. Now, so I don't know how deep you are into the world of Elden Ring lore. I always thought that these burning walls were weird, right? They are kind of weird. Like, why is there a flame wall in the middle of this zone? What is it for? Well, and the game doesn't quite expressly tell you this, but it's to fight off the Scarlet Rot. The Scarlet Rot is really a huge issue in the zone because of the war that took place between Melania and Radahn. And I think we're dead. Yeah, we're dead. That's okay. But we got the spell. We really don't care about the ashes. We got the spell. We'll go back to the Stake of Marika. But I guess the flame walls and all the fire and everything like that that you see in the zone is a response to contain the Scarlet Rot. And it's actually Radahn's soldiers and guard that are keeping the Scarlet Rot at bay, because that was probably the best way to do that, actually, was to wrap around the side like that. So there's him. Oh my gosh. We got again, but our ashes are in a different place. Okay, we got our runes back. We're just going to run away. Now, the Flame Grant Me Strength incantation will increase the physical damage that we do, and quite substantially, too. It will make the Dragon Chomp just that much stronger, which is really going to be huge because it's a big posture breaker spell. So now that we have the spell that we need, we have a lot of stuff that we need. Let's go ahead and start making the rounds in the south of Lakes of Liurnia. Starting first at the Merchant Shack. So in Liurnia the Lakes, we have our Merchant Shack. We are going to go north the same way that we went to find the dungeon. We're going to keep the wall on our left, and when we see the wind spout on the ground, we are going to jump. And we're going to go and do this Everjail. Now, this one is required for Platinum. This is required for all the legendary incantations, spells, and weapons in the game. To show you where we are, we're 55 with a 28 Vigor, 17 Arcane, 24 Strength, or 24 Faith, 21 Strength, 21 Dex, 9 Int, 18 Mind, and 16 on the Endurance. We are going to basically go in here and mess this guy's stuff up. We're going to drink this to start. So this is Adan, Thief of Fire, and Adan is, I'm not sure about his history per se, but I do know that he stole the fire from the mountaintops of the giants. So as we run away from him, he's very, very fat. He's a very fast, fat guy. We got our big chomp off, and he'll just kind of charge you. So if you're doing this build, you can basically mimic what I did there. He is really easy to beat. But Flame of the Fell God is a really cool incantation. It works the exact same way that you saw it working. You throw a fireball up, it slowly chases a target and then explodes. It's convenient to use, but given our stats and its requirement of, I believe, a 40 in faith, it's going to take us a little while to get there. The convenience factor of the spell is mostly that you can drop it from a distance on people. Perhaps you're up on a ledge and you can have a boss stand in it or something like that. The flame compiling with your rot is very, very handy. We're going to come up here, grab this side of grace. And we're going to try to avoid those little death bolts coming at us. And one hit us while we were resting, so it just immediately kicked us out. Get the cookbook. Oh man, we are just dodging bullets. Dodging bullets. So there's a teleporter here. It doesn't really take you anywhere special. It's really just kind of there. The boss guy in here doesn't drop anything special. He's, I think, like maybe like 1,000 rune enemy. He's not great. I'm just running around here picking up a couple of the odds and ends. Oh, and he'll spawn underneath you as well. Or his buddies will. Quite a lot of death going on here. But I think it's up over here somewhere. there's a weapon. It's cute for the novelty. It's basically a bell that throws death bolts the way that they're throwing death bolts. Got the smithing stone, and we'll take the teleporter. What the heck? So this has taken us all the way back to the academy, which we didn't necessarily want to go to, but it was worth going to in order to avoid all that badness that was going on around us. We are going to come down over here. Actually, we don't really need to be here. Where we need to be is the Scenic Isle. That's where we need to be. Now, if you have done Patches questline, you'll find Patches here.
It's me. I'm still in biz now on my own Patches Emporium.
So we can buy the the foul feet, which is useful. We can get the cookbook, which will teach us the Grace Mimic and the Foul Foot, which is great. We're going to pick up a Stone Sword Key. It's 5,000 runes. It's way too expensive. Margit's Shackle. You can buy this from him at the beginning of the game. Save it for the end of the game, because you'll be able to get off a stun on another different boss. But Margit's Shackle will work the same on. So, Patches is there. Rhea the Scout is here. I don't believe we did her quest. No, we did not. So, ignore the giant octopus monster. Come over here if you haven't. Talk to her. From here, we will go up and over.
Please.
Right, so we've talked to her. So we get the necklace for her, and she'll be happier than a pig and you know what. To do that, go to my marker on the screen, just over this big rock right here, and we will go to the Crab Boil Shack. At the Crab Boil Shack, we will purchase the necklace back, because if we kill this guy, it will have impacts on what we do going forward in terms of having summons available, having endings available, and stuff like that. So here we are at the shack. Grab the Grace. The necklace only costs 1,000 runes.
Show me, and I'll consider. I'm not in love with him.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. He's a scumbag of a guy, and that's kind of the point. Like, he can't even show his face. That's how big of a scumbag he is. So I'm just gonna mark it on the map. We're gonna go back down to her, and we're gonna get a reward for doing this quest. And then when you come up on her, dismount, come up here.
The thug should be resting at an abali's. Oh yes, thank you kindly. I am in your debt. Did I forget to announce myself? I am Raya, in the service of Lady Tanith of the Volcano Manor. I seek stalwart Tarnished, who might you are very brave yourself, a steady heart. Merciless, even to your own kind. Such strength is precisely what my mistress seeks. Please, take this. Brave Tarnished. Seek the Altus most tarnished. Or do you are no ordinary volcano man? Please stop, Brave Tarnished.
I think she's bugged.
You will only tire by striking this barrier.
So now that we have her done, we've caught up with Patches. We're gonna go to the village of the Albinorics. I have gotten that grace simply to expedite the travel time here. Now, in the village of the Albinorics, we'll mount up, we'll turn on our little lantern, come down the walkway if you have the set of grace already but did not do this step. Otherwise, you will see this coming up the pathway. Talk to Nefeli.
Well, I witnessed the oppression of the waking nightmare. Put this tando the justice to let the scar.
Okay, that's all of her dialogue.
Justice to let the scars.
Okay, so now that we've done that, we can pick up the larval tier, which is right here. The larval tier allows you to respec, and I think there's like 10 or 11 of them in the game total, so you don't even need to worry about respecking in this game, pretty much. Can't jump over it. That's a bit of a bummer. Come around this side of the tree, grab the albinoric blood, come down here, grab the crystal sword, which is an intellect strength sword, very much like that axe that we had. From here, we're gonna go up, and we're going to kill this guy. Now, with I was gonna say, with our with our dragon spells, he's a bit of a wimp. So now we're gonna come up over here. We're gonna attack the jar.
Dear me. I haven't a clue. No secrets lie with me, not a one. Oh, please leave me be. Wait then. Well, what a relief. Oh, good that I am Albus and Albinoric. We're finished. The whole village is finished. The cursemongers have destroyed everything. No one that remains has their wits about them, I beg you. You must keep it out of the cursemonger's hands. And if you should meet the young Albinoric Latena, then please give it to her.
Okay, so we've been given a mission to turn in this medallion from that very sickly old man. We're gonna rest at the side of the grace, only to adjust our spells here. Let's go memorize spells, and instead of a Gil's Flame, we will have Flame grant me strength. So that will increase our physical attacks, which will be very handy coming forward here. We'll apply Flame grant me strength, and we'll just see what this Dragon Maw can do now. As a baseline, you knew that we almost one-shotted him with it. And with that, we have completely one-shotted him with it. I think on the wiki it said it's like a 20, maybe 30% stat increase. It's pretty solid. Oh god, I hate the auto lock. Okay, so here we are. Flame grant me strength. There's gonna be some dogs down here when we go kill this guy. You can summon in. We're gonna summon in our militiamen. He does hit like a truck and blow fire. Just be aware of that. But he's pretty easy otherwise. So 2 chomps, and we've pretty much got him dead. And then 1 big melee hit, and he's dead. And he will drop a talisman for us, the Crucible Knot, which basically just reduces the headshot damage that you receive. I'll be honest, outside of those sorcerers at the academy that hit like a Mack truck, I don't know what else is going to hit you with a headshot. Because I actually don't think that they're using spells. I think they're using sniper rifles. So, come down here, grab the rune arc, okay? And when we go back over to the village of the Albinorics, Site of Grace, for one, I think Nefeli Lu is gone now. Yep, she is gone now. Her quest has progressed. And we can't teleport because we ran by some guys that are mad at us, which is great. Now, bastards, man. These Albinorics, they're really sad. I believe the story of the Albinorics is something along the lines of that they were experimenting with ways to achieve demi-humanism, and that did not go well for them. So I believe now... Is it the Catacomb Side of Grace? I think it's the Catacomb Side of Grace. I think. I could have swore there was another Side of Grace that we got down here. Oh, there it is. The Slumbering Wolf Shack. Go to the Slumbering Wolf Shack from the last video. Which, if you do not have yet, is the Lakeside Crystal Cave. If you haven't done that yet, it's directly south, as the marker lies, of Patches and the Scenic Isle. And now we can talk to her.
Foul tarnished. I told the all-hearing brute that I possess no... Or have you come to take more from me? Was my other half not enough? Do you speak true? Then I've no choice but to trust that this was his dying will. Let's try again. I'm Latenna, an Albinoric, the same as old Albus. My apologies for my coarse words earlier. I presume the worst. Seeing that you're another tarnished like that all-hearing brute, I hope that you will forgive me.
So we talk to her. She reveals herself. We show her the medallion. We have an accord.
The medallion's better off in your hands anyway. Would you consider doing me a great service? I must go back. There is something I must do, even if I must say farewell to my wolf Lobo. Will you show me the way? To the land of Miquella's Halig tree. If you accept, I would gladly apprise you of the whereabouts of the medallion's other half. Thank you kindly. They say the other half of the medallion is beyond the Forbidden Lands, north of the Erdtree, in Castle Sol, on the mountain tops of the Giants, accessible by the Grand Lift of Rold.
So she tells us where to go to get the other half of the medallion.
I suppose it's time. Farewell, Lobo. My faithful wolf. My better half. I will go with the Tarnished, so that our journey will not have been in vain. Forgive me, Lobo. Call upon me when needed, and I will fight at your side.
We bow for the sacrifice. Okay. Now that all of this is done, we've picked up the ashes. We've already kind of gone through and done a lot of the dungeons. We're going to now mark here. I think that's how we get to it. We're going to go to the Folly on the Lake. And when we go to the Folly on the Lake, we will now be heading for a... we're going to do an avatar and get another spell slot. But in order to do that, we are going to take off Rot Breath and put on Agil's Flame. And from the Side of Grace, we are heading westward. Come up to the Rise. And now we're going to get the Grace. And sit at the Grace to reset. Now that we've sat at the Grace and reset, we can come out, hop on our horse, and we're going to do a little bit of a jumping trick. I don't know if this is intended or not, but it is doable. There's another militiaman down there. There's an item down there we don't really care about. And from here, we're going to jump, double jump, and here you are. You're inside. Dismount, come up the path, and turn inside. Just like every other rise. Bam. Memory stone. Another spell slot. Fantastic. Now, I've seen a lot of people die by just, like, not doing this jump correctly. Gotta be really kind of precise about it. You got some magic grease. Terrific. Now, from this side of grace, actually, let's equip that spell. Memorize spell. We've turned in the Godskin prayer book also to Turtle Pope, and we've, with that, unlocked Black Flame. I did that off camera. Didn't feel the need to show it because as soon as you get the prayer book, you should know where to take your prayers. So we're gonna attach Black Flame, and so we sort of have this all figured out. I'm actually gonna change up my physic. I realized my last video that was not changed. So we have the Faith Knot and the Bubble Tier. So instead of healing, we will now be invulnerable, and our faith will go through the roof. And we're going to go up here and kill this Avatar of the Erd Tree to get even more unlocks. Black Flame, like other flame spells, is a spell that will really pump some damage over time numbers. And that's why we blow the tier, because he's already at half health and we haven't taken any damage. Dodge it. Aguil's Flame again. Ooh, big AoE. Pop that. And move at an angle. Oh, I thought we were out of the way personally, but that's just me. Let's try it again. We'll summon up the militiamen. And we'll chuck a Black Flame. Just to show what it does. So it's gonna just chew at them, right? And that's all Black Flame does, really, is that it will act the exact same as, like, a Rot, but it will do a little bit damage over time as well. And with this build, you can see we can just outclass these bosses quite easily. And now we have gotten the kill. And do. You have the Cerulean Crystal tier and the Ruptured Crystal tier. Now to show those off, we will be changing up the build a little bit later on. Let's see, we've already done the Artist Shack. We've already done most of this. So really the last thing to do here is to do the Everjail. Is right there. The bat singing to you is always haunting. I remember that got me the first time I heard that. And it's so beautiful too. Like, somebody had to sit there and record that in a studio, and then they put it into this game. So again, with our same build, our same setup, I'm gonna drink the Physic, Flame grant me strength, and if I remember correctly, this guy, yep, he's just a Cerulean Knight, he's a giant, he's really quite easy to kill. Oh, the follow-up slash is always damaging. Oh! Oh, hot damn. Oh, hot damn, a hot damn, hot damn. Ho, ha, ho, ho. Oh, Black Betty Bramble Jam. Whoa, Black Betty. Hot damn. That was quite a lot there. Let's try that one more time. because I was not prepared for that follow-up attack the way I thought I was. We're going to pre-buff going into it. Examine, go inside. And we're just going to chomp right at his leg as soon as he appears. We've already posture broken him. That's fine. We're just going to chew on him while he's down. Bam. Okay. And you get the Great Blade Phalanx, which is a really nice very nice spell. You can get the regular Spell Blade Phalanx where you get the little daggers, but with the Great Blades, it's 3 and they're huge and they smack for a truck of damage. We're gonna go to the 4 Belfries now, and with this, we're gonna end this little mini episode. We've done a lot of the content in the Lakes of Liurnia already. To level up, I need just a little bit more. That's not going to be 2,000. It was 2,000. Hey, check that out. And now we have the perfect amount of runes to level up just for the end of this video. Perfect. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching and keeping up with the series. I will see you in the next one where we go and we break into Rhea Lucaria Academy and kill another dragon. So I will see you in that next one. Thanks.